And hi everybody, welcome into the Buchanan Gymnasium. We are ready to go for some boys basketball action and ready to start the winter sports calendar. Should be a fun one tonight as the 1 and 2 Black Knights take on the Mountaineers. And my colleague tonight, he is a second team all-star offensive lineman for the Hempfield football team. He is an HST TV7 member. He is Ben Marinas.
Thank
Ben,
you, Kasey.
First of all, congrats on that. Second of all, we should be in for some great basketball tonight. What are you expecting?
I'm expecting a high-scoring game, at least on the Hempfield side of things. They are just 1 and 2, but they have scored at their lowest this season 53 points. They can clearly put the ball in the net. The issue with them has been on the defensive end, but that makes for some pretty entertaining basketball.
That it does, and Ephrata has been the opposite. They haven't scored more than 50 all season. Here's an open look for Hilton off the top of the net, and that's the first shot of the night. No good for Ryan Hilton, who leads the team in points scored this season with 46. Guy who carved out a role as a starter last year as a sophomore, continuing that as a junior with seniors surrounding him. He has had an outstanding past couple of seasons of varsity basketball.
He is just a natural basketball player. He's really dove headfirst into the sport, and he has excelled here for the Knights.
We talk about all the pieces that were departing from this team after last year. We'll get into that later tonight. As here's a shot from Ephrata. That is Lyle Kopp, number 42. He leads Ephrata in scoring, and he gets the Mountaineers on the board for the first time tonight. Mountaineers looking for their first win of the season. And talking about this senior team for Hempfield, or this team of seniors for Hempfield having to step up, replace all the seniors that left last season. 6 seniors, 5 of which were all starters last year. You had Eli Washington in there, Bonnie Swatner, Atkinson, Groff, all those guys in there. Warnock was in there. You had Jacob Rismiller. They all are gone now, and it's up to these last year juniors, now seniors, to step up and replace them.
Yeah, so that's a problem you see a lot with a coach like Danny Walk. He is an old school guy, do right by your seniors. And they've put in the time, they put in the work, and he's going to reward that hard work with starting nods. And it's a great thing sentimentally, but it a lot of times leaves you with a lot of inexperienced guys at the start of every season.
Connor Elslager from 2 there. He led the team in scoring against Central Dauphin East on Monday night. This team, they started with a win against Prairie Charter, in which they put up 74 points in the Carlisle tournament. They lost in double OT then to Carlisle, the host school, and then lost to CD East on Monday, trying to bounce back. Well rested here. Pass out to Dan Sears. Here's Hilton. Back to Axe, who loves to shoot it, and he's got it for 3.
The White Mamba, Connor Axe. He is not shy about firing away from 3 if he's got some room.
That is number 9 on the year for him.
A steal by Wilkinson.
Oh, yeah.
Just gives it right back, though. Really hard to pass when you're on your back.
Yeah, no doubt about that. Here's Lott taking a shot there. It's going to be very interesting to watch this unfold here. Now, Lyle Kopp to the line. He'll shoot 2.
Looks like they're going to give that foul to Connor Elslager. Elslager's going to have his hands full trying to guard Kopp down low. Ephrata likes going down in the low post to the big man. Elslager, more of an offensive-minded big. Not to say he's a slouch on defense, but typically a lot of his energy goes into scoring the basketball. He's an excellent shooter for a guy his size, but he's really going to need to toughen up on the other end tonight.
Hempfield student section in full force tonight for this first home game of the season. Here's Hilton. Back to Elslager. Try and work the perimeter. Here's Axe. I don't think he'll take a shot from here. They'll pass it out to Hilton.
You never know with Axe. He's a very confident young man.
Very true. Dan Sears over to Axe, who thought about it, now going to drive, now pass out to Hilton. Back to Elslager. And they'll do a nice job passing here early on. Here's Axe, back to Wilkinson. And as you said, all these new names, these seniors having replaced the seniors from last year. So far, it's been a good start. Here's Sears. He'll drive and gets it taken away. He was trying to pass it over to Wilkinson. It is Park Hollins who winds up with the ball. And now driving to the net and getting the point is Alan Robert Nelson to give Ephrata the early lead here.
Saw Sears there, couldn't quite get in enough position fast enough. If he would have gotten into position there, likely would have been called for a blocking foul. Not much you can do there other than hope the opposition misses the shot.
Yeah, nice pass from Wilkinson inside to Sears to Elslager off the rim. And rebounded by Halls. talk about Ephrata trying to come in here. And as you said, they haven't put up a lot of points offensively this season. Trying to change that. First league game for both these teams. 5th of the year for Ephrata, 4th for Hempfield. Here's Wilkinson. Gonna drive it. Gonna pound his way through the net, but Halls takes it away. There were 3 Mountaineers all there.
By my count, that's Hall's 3rd steal already in this young game. He's very active on the defensive end early here.
Nice job by Hilton, though, getting the rebound at the back line and getting Hempfield back in business. Here's Axe, open look. Can he get it again? No. Off the rim, but Hempfield gets the offensive rebound. It was Sears there. Back out to Axe. He passes under to Elslager. Back to Axe. Hilton. Wilkinson, Sears, pass it around the key. Here's Sears, out to Elslager. And Axe. Hempfield doing a great job trying to pass it here. Here's Hilton for 3, no good. Getting the rebound for Ephrata. Once again, that was Nelson in there who passed it back to Halls.
Mentioned a lot of passing there from Hempfield. This is an offense they've run for years under Coach Walker. Very old school style, just running around in circles, around screens, passing around the horn until somebody gets a shot open. And the big thing that they're going to do is they're going to try to tire you out. Hempfield is always one of the best conditioned units in the LL League, and they can just run circles around teams till the other team starts falling over.
There's a shot from 3 nailed by Halls, the junior. And Ephrata out to an early lead here. These games go by relatively quickly, only 8-minute quarters. We are down to about 3 minutes to go in this opening quarter. You don't have a ton of time. And Hempfield trying to not get in a hole. That was the issue against CD East. They got down 22-7 as it's taken away from Sears by Alex Perez.
Once again, Hawes coming up with the loose ball there, starting a fast break. Finally, you could see Coach John Treese has been screaming at his troops to get moving in transition.
Here's Elslager at the net. I believe he might have gotten fouled on his way there, as he was trying to drive it up and he'll shoot 2. Elslager, as you mentioned, led the team in scoring in that CD East game. But the big thing about that CD East game, Hempfield got outscored in the first quarter 22-7. They could just never rebound from it. Final score was 64-50.
After that first quarter, they really started to get things going. It's just hard to come back after a slow start.
Yeah.
Once you dig yourself a hole that deep, it's just next to impossible to get out of it.
64-51, so they only lost by 13. Getting down to that big home run was difficult. Here's Elslager, missed the first. Number 2 is right down Broadway. 9-6 the score here in the opening period. Ephrata on top. The Fall came rolling in on the way in here, and the Mountaineers also came rolling in, and they've got the lead to this point.
This has been a very game Ephrata team. We have yet to see them on the offensive end like they've played thus far tonight. It's going to be interesting to see if they can keep this up for the next 3 quarters.
Pop out to Perez. Back inside to Mason Hagan. It'll be interesting. As you mentioned, now we got Will Hessinger in the game, the senior for Hempfield. He's a guy they've been trying to get going here.
Hessinger, a little bit on the small side, immediately targeted in the pick and roll game by Ephrata, and he is called for the foul.
That one just got bounced outside of the net. So here's Axe inside to Elslager, driving again. And he got fouled again, landing on the ground. And now he's down.
Just a freak accident of a play there.
Yeah. Elslager is not able to put any weight on that left leg. I hate to see this.
You hate to speculate. It looked like maybe a broken ankle there, or some sort of lower leg injury. He cannot put any weight at all on that left leg.
For somebody who I know Elslager, he was a member of the football team as well, so he saw that injury now. But basketball's always been his forte. And it's just, that puts a damper on everything.
Yeah.
All we could say is hopefully Connor will be okay.
Yes.
Our thoughts and prayers go out to him.
Nothing but the best to Elslager. That's my brother out there.
Yeah, I know, former teammate of yours.
Yes.
In his stead is the junior Brandon Hagel. Hagel has put up 30 off the bench this year. Now he'll come in Elslager's stead. Here is Sears to Axe. Back to Hessinger. Back to Axe. Trying to pass it around Key once again on that perimeter like we talked about then. Here's Hagel. They're going the wrong way. Axe. Hessinger looking. Hilton finds his way open. Ephrata looks willing to give them those open looks from the perimeter, but they are guarding the paint very nicely. Here's Hagel driving out to Hessinger. Now Hessinger going to take a shot and connect with it. Nice little layup there for Hessinger. A guy who only had 3 points coming into the night. And now with the injury to Elslager, might be forced to step up a little bit more for this team going forward.
Yes, with Elslager out, there's a lot of offense that's going to need to be divvied up amongst a lot of Black Knights here. A lot of their offense ran through Elslager at times. If you have a big man who can just hit shots like he can, you'd be insane to not run your offense through a kid like that. But now you're going to need to see guys like Hessinger, guys like Sears step up a little bit, help take some of that load.
There's Hilton. A look back to Hessinger, back to Axe. Well guarded. Sears, Hilton. Everybody, you see, here Coach Walk saying, good cut. Everyone trying to cut their way open. So crucial in basketball, getting open in such a confined area.
We mentioned earlier Hempfield's offense, very just trying to run people out of the gym. The problem with that is also very predictable. They've run the same thing for years now, and teams have figured out how to defend it. And if they can hang with you conditioning-wise, then it's very tough to score.
Turnover there by Connor Axe. Last shot of the quarter goes up and is no good. It is 9-8 Ephrata with the advantage. And that is how quarter number 1 ends. Obviously, that's not the story, though, of this opening quarter. The story, Connor Elslager going out with an injury, and everybody just hoping that he will be okay moving forward. But for now, putting that aside for these next 3 quarters of basketball, Hempfield didn't look too great in that opening quarter overall. What can they do to kind of get the ship righted here offensively, only putting up 8 points?
Well, you know, Hempfield, I don't know what it is about Hempfield. It must be something in the water. But across all sports, we are notoriously slow starters. And for Hempfield, it's really simple. You just got to stop passing the ball and just start driving, start working a little bit of a pick and roll. Haven't seen any of that so far, really. And you just got to get to the basket. Because right now, Ephrata has been able to hang with them just running around with it. And they've been able to force a lot of turnovers. So Hempfield needs to completely change their offensive strategy here in the second quarter.
Agreed. This was a game, as we mentioned, for all the reasons we mentioned in the open, with how explosive this Hempfield offense has been this season. This was a game that they were favored to win, their first home game of the season. But right now they're down. We'll see if they have an answer for the Mountaineers in quarter number 2. 8 minutes of action. Ryan Hilton will await the ball from the ref, and then he will throw it in, and we'll get back underway. Here in the Buchanan Gymnasium, not very nice outside, but good thing we're in the warm, cozy confines of the Buchanan Gym.
Emphasis on the warm.
Yes. Here's Axe out to Hilton. That one got bounced away.
And they're saying it was tipped there by number 4, Alan Robert Nelson.
He's had his hands all over the ball so far in this one.
Yes, very active defense being played so far by Ephrata. You know, it's been a lot of low-scoring games for the Mounts. Their offense hasn't been great this season, but their defense has been rather solid thus far tonight, especially.
Here's Hagel taking a shot. Got it. Nice field goal from Hagel. And as we said, coming off the bench as a junior, guy didn't even have a spot on the varsity team last year, but this year he's made a big early impact alongside his fellow juniors, Dan Sears and Ryan Hilton.
Yes, and it's so helpful as a coach to have a great scorer like Hagel coming off the bench. Because, you know, even with your second unit out there, even with a starter like Elslager not out there, you still have a guy you can run a lot of your offense through.
That's true. Tyler Nelson not able to get the rebound there, so it's Hempfield ball. 10-9 is the score. Hempfield has their first lead of the night in the early minute of the second quarter. Here's Sears.
Very high pick and roll run there.
Yeah.
Not sure exactly what they were going for. Normally you'd want to run that a little closer to the top of the key to get your roll man close to the basket.
Nice rebound by Sears. Off the missed shot by Hagel. Or no, by Hilton. Now here's Hagel taking a shot. And he got it. That's for 3. Brandon Hagel. tell you what, Junior can shoot, can't he?
Yeah, he has looked great out there so far, getting out to a hot start. You know, it can be tough for a lot of kids coming in cold off the bench and takes them a little bit of time to warm up. Not Hagel. He has come out on fire for the Knights.
I'll tell you what, well, he now leads the team in scoring so far on the night.
Size to Kopp in the low post. What can he do defensively to stop the Mount's leading scorer?
Hempfield, a team with a lot of seniors on the Ephrata, not quite as many. Here's Hagel, the look, cutting inside, getting to the net.
This is the kind of spark Hempfield need on their offense. Hagel's just coming out here. He's just saying, I am going to score this basketball. And he's doing it.
He's finding a way to get to the net. That's important. 15-11. Pass out to Hall. Looking for room. Blanketed by Axe.
Hempfield's defense putting a lot of pressure on the ball. See them doubling a lot of guys out the line. It's an interesting strategy, very aggressive, and it's been working a little bit.
Here's Hilton with a shot to drive down the net. And there's contact there. Unable to get it to go. I believe he was fouled in the process, and so Hilton will come to the line to shoot two. So he had a nice open look there running down the court.
Yes, that was number 24, Park Hawes there, called for the foul. Been very active defensively, and you know, when you're an active defender, you get fouls called on you. It's just part of the game.
Hilton now 8 for 9 shooting from the line this season. So if he gets that one through, he'll have a chance to make it to 90% if he can put this one through. Give Hempfield a 6-point lead.
And he can.
Alrighty, so this Hempfield offense, they've woken up in the second quarter. They've already scored more than they did all the first quarter. They're not even halfway. So quarter number 2, 17-11.
So you can just see they're playing with a lot more fire, a lot more emotion.
A lot more aggressively, defensively, you can tell for Hempfield.
Yes, you know, the best way to stop a big man from scoring is to get the ball away from the guards before they can get it to that big man. They've been trying to trap and double team a lot of these smaller guards as soon as they cross midcourt, and it's been working so far.
Dan Sears called on that foul there, though, so the aggressiveness not quite paying off in that sense for Hempfield. Here's a shot from 3, and putting it down is Nancy.
That's the danger of trying to play an aggressive trapping defense. If they can pass the ball around fast enough, if you're just half a second slow on your rotations, you're going to give up an open look.
Back to Hagel. Open, and he's going to shoot it from 3, and he will connect. Tell you what, we mentioned, where's Will Hessinger been the first 2 games of the season? I think we found him tonight.
Yeah, Will Hessinger, he's right out there.
Yeah.
He's finally starting to turn it on this season.
Yeah. Different number, and there was questions about whether or not he'd play this season originally, but decided to come back for his senior year. Although he's not a starter yet, he has proven that he can be dangerous when the ball is in his hands.
Yes, Hessinger very dangerous with the ball. As you said, last year got hardly any playing time behind Eli Washington, but this year a much bigger role for him. And you know, that thought of whether or not he was going to play maybe put some doubt in Coach Walk's mind, kind of planned for if Will wouldn't have come back. Now that he is back, Will trying to work his way up the rotation.
Yeah.
And I would not be surprised at all if he's in the starting lineup sooner rather than later.
Nice move by Kasey. stall, but he couldn't get the shot to go. Hempfield gets the defensive rebound, and now here's Hagel. Looking out to Axe, he's going to take a shot.
Long three.
I'll tell you for Axe, you know, he's the guy we've talked about. He's the sharpshooter. He is the guy. He's like James Harden. He'll take as many shots as he can if he's got that open look. Shows a lot of confidence in his ability to shoot.
Yes,
now he'll come out for Huey Cole.
So, you know, every team needs just straight up shooter. You know, Michael Jordan's great teams on the Bulls, you had Steve Kerr there just opening up lanes for people. And that's really Axe's job. He's going to hit shots on the outside, and he's going to hit shots on the outside.
Yes.
And he's going to be subbed out now for number 13, Huey Pohl, a crowd favorite. It's Huey Pohl.
Huey Pohl, one of the seniors, and he gets the rebound there.
Yeah, couldn't quite fight through that screen, gave up an open look, and you could just see the look on his face. Oh my goodness, please miss, please miss, please miss. Make sure he got that rebound.
Well, he made up for it that time. Here's Hessinger out to Hagel. Hilton. Bounces it got deflected off of as he was trying to get it over to Dan Sears.
Great anticipation there by Kopp to jump that passing lane. Just excellent reflexes, great timing. That's something you just can't teach. That's just playing a lot of basketball, seeing a lot of passes go in front of you.
Junior Davion Edmund Green subs in for Sears. He's one of the bigger players on this Hempfield team, and he tries to set a screen there. As Hessinger tries to pass it across, Pohl winds up with it. Now here's Hilton from three, and he can't get it to go. Ephrata right there, short-handed for the rebound. 20-14, 2:22 to go in this half. Here's Kopp taking a shot and getting the rebound somehow. Looks like he may have been fouled in that process of coming to the line to shoot two.
That's some nice defense there by Davion Edmund Green. Just checked in. Didn't get a hand on that ball, but he was right where he needed to be, influenced that shot. And it's just so hard to hit shots from weird angles that your body's not used to shooting from.
Edmund Green, one of those guys who came up from the JV team last year. He's a varsity player this year as a rotational guy. Kopp misses the first one. He's got one more shot at his disposal there. It was Hagel called for the foul. Kopp not able to get it through. That ball gets punched around on the ground as Davion Edmund Green couldn't get it cleanly. Huey Pohl just kind of punched it over to Will Hessinger.
Great effort there by Pohl, diving on the ground, not letting an easy one get away from him.
Here's Pohl. There they go. Bouncing inside to Edmund Green. Hilton. Pohl. Trying to knife his way in. Knife his way to the basket.
The student section erupting. Huey Pohl, a real fan favorite.
Huey acknowledges it with a slight point to the crowd, and now he'll continue on playing some basketball. Gotta love the environment here at the Buchanan Gymnasium. First home game of the season for the Black Knights, so they've got an 8-point lead to this point. Hasn't been an offensive explosion that maybe we've been used to, but they've so far taken care of business. Found Patterson passing out. Now taking a shot. This is well beforehand. Hempfield will be awarded possession. There was a foul. It was on Patterson. Peterson. Peterson, a sophomore. I think you know how this Hempfield team, they only got one sophomore on their varsity roster. It's Cole Overball. Everyone else is either a junior or a senior. So different story from last year. We had Ryan Hilton as a sophomore in the lineup. Hessinger fouled on that shot pretty clearly as he was hit from behind. So he cleared one for two.
As we mentioned earlier about Coach Walk being very old school mentality, doing right by his veterans. And you can see that just in the JV and varsity rosters. You know, the junior varsity roster, I'm seeing nothing but freshmen and sophomore. And other than Overball, his varsity roster is all juniors and seniors.
Overball was promoted to the varsity roster right before the start of the season. Before then, there was only juniors and seniors on this team. That's a 1-2 from the line, make it 23-14. Inside a minute to play.
It's a nice job boxing out there by number 20, Robert Campbell, making sure Hagel had no chance at that rebound.
Yes. Ephrata got to try and get something going. Down by 9. They had the lead in the opening quarter, but since then they've been outscored 15-5, I believe. It's not been pretty for the Mountaineers in the second half, and they give it up there. Minnesota pass by Hessing.
I heard Cole calling for the ball there. Looked like he had it opening. Ephrata did a great job closing that gap very quickly. Looks like Hempfield will hold for the last shot here.
They're making all the block they can right now. Hilton. Looking, driving, step back, 3, off the mark. And that is how half number 1 will come to an end. The Black Knights up 23-14 in the opening home game of the season. Ben, what did you see in that first half you liked?
I saw 2 completely different Hempfield teams, and Coach Walk does not like what he saw out there. You know, he is... one of the worst things I'm seeing right now, Connor Elslager coming out on crutches. And our thoughts and prayers go to that young man out there.
Not what we want to see, but we'll get an update on him as soon as we can. Probably won't be until after tonight's game. Hempfield's a quick turnaround. We'll play Lower Dolphin tomorrow, and for that, we will bring an end to the first half. For producer Lance Kim, colleague Ben Marinas, we'll be back in just under 10 minutes for half number 2 of Hempfield Black Knights boys basketball action on HST TV7. All right, hi everybody. Welcome back into the Buchanan Gymnasium area for half number 2 of the Hempfield Black Knights boys basketball team. Team's trying to get back to 500, and they've got a 9-point advantage as we get ready to start half number 2 against the Ephrata Mountaineers. I'll bring in Ben in just a second. Ben, first half, you said it before we signed off, it was a tale of 2 quarters. So what Hempfield team do we see in this third quarter?
For Hempfield's sake, I hope it's the team we saw most of that second quarter. Coach Walk was very unhappy going into the locker room, and Hempfield cannot afford to drop a very, very winnable game here against Ephrata.
Very true, as you said. Lost tonight, we dropped them to 1-3, and get them back up to 2-2. As we've mentioned, their schedule gets tougher from here. There's more league giveaways. Cedar Crest and Penn Manor both off to great starts. Connecting from 2 goals, and you got foul on the way, so have an additional shot coming.
Listen, Hagel there, just overpowered by the much stronger Cop. I mean, at some point, there's just nothing you can do if he's just that much stronger than he is, able to bully you down low.
Hagel leads the team in points tonight, but also leads the team in fouls. He's got 3 of them. 7 points in that first half for the junior. Second on the team, here's Hilton. Across to Hagel. Looking for help in the air. He's got Wilkinson. Back to Axe. Trying to find a way to cut his way open. As I said, that continued passing game from Hempfield, we know that they're known to implement. Continuing to keep it going here. Now here's a pass inside to Sears, who's trying to box his way to the net. And now Hagel with an open look. One out. That rim. And Ephrata gets the rebound.
It's a good look there by Hagel, but just the nature of basketball. I mean, if you shoot 40% from 3, you're one of the best shooters out there. I mean, you're still missing over half your shots then. After playing a full court press here, try to force more errors from Hempfield. An aggressive strategy worked wonders for them early on in this game.
Wilkinson did a nice job getting it. And Hagel off the pass from Wilkinson. Able to lay it in there for his ninth goal tonight. 25-17, a relatively low scoring game here. At least compared to what we've seen from this Hempfield team so far.
This Hempfield team, they've really not gotten the open looks that their offense strives to get. They've just been passing it around a ton. Their possessions are taking a lot of time, and a lot of them haven't ended in points.
Travel there from Alex Flores, so Hempfield will get possession back. Connor Axel, he can pass it in, as you said. looking for the play and press on that back half of the court, just trying to force more errors, but now passing across the middle. Here's Wilkinson to Sears, out to Axe, who was open for a second, then got covered up. Now here's Hilton driving, getting some air and coming down hard, and then getting it through with Sears off the rebound.
Yeah, Hilton there did a great job controlling his body, going to the ground in a safe way. Maybe looking to draw a foul there, but didn't get one, couldn't fool the ref that time.
Didn't need to because Sears finished business. Here's a shot off balance from Hextall. That doesn't go. Now Hagel out to Wilkinson, sprinting up the court, trying to box inside, and he was the loser on that battle as he tried to box inside of Perez and got to the ground.
That looks like a blocking foul there on Perez.
Yeah. It's still the night.
Very hard blocking foul. You could hear that collision from all the way up here.
Yeah.
Did not sound fun.
Talking to Alex Wilkinson this week, the one word that he used to describe this team, it was potential. He said this team has a lot of potential. They've got to harness that potential and play to the best of their abilities. One could argue tonight, even though they're winning, they haven't done that. But this team can get rolling as there's a travel from Wilkinson. They've got the opportunity to maybe make some damage here in this LL League.
Yeah, this is a team that, very similar to their makeup last year, they're going to be right on the fringes of playoff contention. They can't lose winnable games. I mean, every single game is going to count for this Hempfield squad. They're young, they're inexperienced, but they, without a doubt, have playoff talent.
That's the thing. Last year it came down to the last game of the regular season to decide whether or not Hempfield could get into the playoffs. They were able to do that. They got knocked out by Harrisburg, but still, point remains. Every game is going to matter for this Black Knights team, especially early on in the season, to set the tempo, set the momentum.
Sure.
Here's a shot from Hextall. Doesn't go.
The Axe can't quite corral the rebound there. Looks like they're going to give possession to the Mounts.
Pauls will look for somebody to throw it into. Coach Walks shouting out directions on the sideline. Very experienced high school coaches here at Hempfield. Several more elsewhere. Getting the steal there. Wilkinson down the court trying to bounce it. Comes back to him. Inside the Sears.
It's like a kicked ball violation there on the Mounts.
Yeah.
Bit of a lucky break there for Wilkinson. You know, you've seen him try to dish out some really flashy passes so far this third quarter. That one, very dangerous. Didn't quite come out off his hand the way he thought it would.
Axe to Hilton with an open look. Give it to him. From three, Ryan Hilton. First three of the night. The guy has been held relatively quiet tonight. He's averaging 15 points a game. That's of the night. His 6th three-pointer made on the season.
I think that's been part of Hempfield's strategy, going with more of their bigs down low, trying to tire out Kopp a little bit, make him maybe a little less effective on the offensive end, target him on the defensive end where he's not quite as strong.
Here's Wilkinson getting it away. Axe to Hilton. Hempfield coming out playing strong in half number 2.
Hawes playing great defense again. He's been just a gnat on that side.
Timeout taken. As the Knights have now increased the lead. It's 33-17.
This is the Hempfield team that Coach Walk's been wanting to see this whole game. This is what this team is capable of. You know, when they're hitting their shots, they're running the offense smoothly. When things are clicking, this team looks like world beaters. They are just, as you said earlier, it's potential. And right now, they're a raw team. They're inconsistent at times, but you can see that potential shining through at times like these.
Tomorrow night, this team was well rested coming into this game after they had a game yesterday against Solenko. So they had a little quicker turnaround, obviously, than Hempfield did when they played CD East on Monday. But it'll be the roles reversed moving forward, as Ephrata, their next game will be Monday against the undefeated Penn Men, the one team coming into it. Hempfield, they play tomorrow night against the Lower Dolphin in a game for the Keystone Cup. Both boys boys and the girls team to be here at Hempfield. Boys will play first. Try to, maybe if they can improve the 500 tonight, they'll try to get above 500 tomorrow. Here's a shot from 3 and give it to Nelson.
Great, excellent job there by Nelson, fighting with the screen help there on offense, getting just a little bit of daylight, having the confidence to put a shot up. And that's exactly what Ephrata needed.
Sears looking around, finds Kasey. Drives, jumps, and can't hold the foul on the legs of the net. So here's running back the other way. Driving inside.
Like Sears got a piece of that one.
Getting it on the ground was Robert Kreider, the sophomore. Now it's back to Hempfield. Cut the deficit to 11 points.
Yes, an 11-point deficit with an 11-point night from Kopp. He has been his usual excellent self thus far tonight.
Lyle Kopp has been the anchor for this team thus far. But they're going to need a little more help to propel them to their first win of the season. Down by 11 in the waning minutes of the third.
Hempfield Black Knights.
Looks like Hempfield going with a bit of a smaller lineup here. Only one true big in the game, Sears.
Sears, I believe, is the tallest player, one of the tallest players on the team. He and Phil Overball showed out with a 6'4". So Sears able to use his height to his advantage. That's a genius.
Yes, and in my head, I've been questioning why has Sears not been guarding Kopp ever since Elslager went out? I mean, size-wise, he just matches up better with Kopp down low, whereas Kopp is so much stronger than Hagel.
I can't help but wondering, whoa, that one goes off. Can't help but wonder if it's maybe something to do with just sheer athleticism. Sears maybe has a lot of size to him, but maybe doesn't have the athleticism of, say, Ryan Milton, who only gives up 4 inches height-wise.
Yeah, Hilton there ended up on Kopp. Just an unfortunate switch there. Had to be made by the defense. Just a great play design by Ephrata's offense. Speaking of a great play design, getting an open 3 there from number 3.
Kreider, yep. Great shot there. To cut the deficit back to single digits. So I feel like the Hempfield team, they started out okay in this third quarter, but now they're kind of reverting back to first quarter form. They passed a lot, but we haven't been able to get a lot of shots off. Ephrata's been playing good defensively, and they have now scored 8 unanswered.
That's a sign of a great job coaching by John Treese for Ephrata. Coming out of a timeout, you know, your team's down, you don't have any momentum going, you get it all back.
There's Kasey with a trade just inside the 3-point line, so it'll go for 2. And it'll end that 8-0 run that Ephrata was on. Throw the lead back to double digits. Kopp trying to get to the net, but he was fouled on the way there.
Great active feet there by Sears, staying in front of Kopp. And, you know, sometimes fouls happen. It's basketball. It's a very common thing to see shooting fouls, but a lot of times it's better to foul than give up an easy look.
Give up the 2 points because they have been good for here. 3-4 at a time. So in the first one, substitutions come in. David Edmund Green comes in for Daniel Sears on the Hempfield side, while for Ephrata, Mason Hagan will come in.
Both teams running a bit of a smaller lineup here. Hempfield staying small, subbing out their only true center on the floor, Sears, for another big in Davion Edmund Green, rather than taking a guard or a wing out.
Kopp able to doink that one through off the rim. 35-27. Coming down to 30 seconds to go in this third quarter. It's been all Hempfield since early on in the second, but hasn't been perfect. Timeout called there. I believe that was by It'll be interesting to see now. I mean, Ephrata, they've kept it close. They've kept themselves in it. For Hempfield, it's been a bit of a struggle this third quarter, as you said. I asked you a question when we came back into the second half. What Hempfield team did you see? So far, far, you guys can see a little more of that first court team. They just haven't looked very proficient tonight.
Yeah, they've had moments of brilliance, but they haven't been able to string them together. They haven't been able to pull away from this, quite frankly, clearly inferior Ephrata team. Ephrata showing a lot of fight, but at the same time, Hempfield just not executing the way they could be thus far. The loss of Elslager really hurting on the offensive end. He's talking to football coach Mark Cheney there.
Yeah. Of course, those two go back, as I said. Elslager, first-year senior on the Hempfield team this year in football. So he's been plenty busy, both during the fall and the winter sports calendars. That goes for quite a few of these athletes. A lot of them are multi-sport athletes who either play during the fall and the winter, or the winter and the spring. So they stay busy, no doubt about it. First time tonight we see number 11, that is Sam Bennett.
Another upperclassman for the Knights, Sam Bennett.
Could not get the pass off the shooting pole. Turnover for Ephrata. And now taking a shot to end the quarter, trying to get there. I believe that was Snyder, but unable to get it to go. And an 8-point lead with 8 minutes to go for the Hempfield Black Knights. Like I said, it hasn't been a perfect game, but they're looking to try and just close it out, move on to tomorrow night, and get back to 500 here. But for Ephrata, this is still very much a game. So what do you think the message is right now from the head coach for Ephrata right now? What do you think they're saying? I mean, this is still, winnable game, I guess, for Ephrata.
Yes, what they're saying in that huddle right now is twofold. It's this team we're against. Sure, they're talented, but they are so maddeningly inconsistent. We can force errors from them. On the defensive end, we can get turnovers, we can get steals, we can maybe block some shots, force them into bad looks. Then on the offensive end, they haven't been great tonight. Let's not mix words here, but with Lyle Kopp, he's been on fire tonight. Also, number 4, Alan Robert Nelson with 8 points. He's hit some big shots tonight. He's telling those two in particular, hey, it's put up or shut up time. Yeah. You're within 8 points of a pretty solid Hempfield team. You've got to just get on them fast, and try to put them away.
So then what's the message for the coach back to Hempfield? I mean, I think he understands his team has not played great tonight. So what is the message on those nights where maybe you don't play your best?
You got to find some way to fire up the troops, and I hate to keep bringing it up, but win this one for Elslager. It's that simple. Just got to light a fire under your guys.
Well, the last time you had a player go down with the injury, I know, Ben, you guys went on to win that one.
Speaking of going down, Brendan Hagel. Woo.
Hagel, Lyle Kopp's had a great night, but
that was something.
That was something right there. What a job.
Great flop by Connor Axe. Oh my goodness. Whew, he has been practicing that one. You can see one of the go-tos for that, if they fall hard and palms flat with their chin tucked into their chest, that is an intentional fall so that you don't hit the back of your head. And oh my goodness, he deserves a Tony for that one.
Oh my God. Yeah, you do not mince words when it comes to flopping.
Connor, if you're watching this, I'm sorry, buddy, but we both know that was a flop.
Connor Axe only has the lone 3 tonight. He's looking to try and get going here. Shot from 3 again from Hilton. His 3rd made 3 of the night. He's got double-digit points now on the night. That's his par for the course for number 5.
Yes, Hilton has been just a steadying force on this team. We talked about inconsistency. Hilton has been very consistent for this team. Just solid go-to scorer for the Knights.
Somebody open. Nelson. Back to Kopp. Nothing about pushing him back there. Foul will be called on him. So they'll make chance to regroup. 6:04 to go. Lead is 11 for Hempfield. come?
I think especially against a team like Hempfield that plays a very slow and methodical style, it's got to come now. Because you don't want to get yourself into a hole where you just have to shoot threes. That is not Ephrata's strong suit. They are a low post team. They score in the paint, close to the basket. You don't want to have to hit threes.
Nice rebound from Perez to connect from 2. Nice rebound from Sears. Getting up to get the missed shot from Hilton off the rim. Daniel Sears was right there under the net to mop up.
Now, Sears, very low maintenance player. He has 4 points tonight, but all of them coming off of offensive rebounds and just simple putbacks. I mean, he doesn't need to get the ball a ton. He doesn't need a bunch of looks of his own. He just kind of makes them happen off the glass.
That's where that 6'4" frame really comes to advantage. Here's another drained three by Nelson. That's his third of the night. Guy who only had one coming into the night for the Mountaineers for the first 4 games. Max passing back to Hessinger. Here's Hilton. Trying to cut his way inside. Sears, Hessinger, Hilton, thought about it. Now drives. Sears, back out to Hessinger. Nice passing from Hempfield. And Hagel for 3. Off the rim. And Sears Hessinger couldn't get the rebound that time, but it goes off. So out of bounds, off of Alex Perez, so that will allow Hempfield to retain possession with 4:34.
Sears and Hessinger couldn't quite get the rebound down, but they did just enough for Perez to cough that ball up, and that's as good as a rebound if you're Hempfield.
Actually, just inside the line, couldn't get to go, but he gets the rebound. Sears again, down.
It'll be one of
Nice job.
It'll be one of the shortest shots you see Axe take all year. Very rare for him to take a non-3.
Yeah, very true. 4:18 to go. Lead is still 8. This is still not over, but Hempfield, they do seem to be in control for right now. But Ephrata, they've got maybe the ability to go on a bit of a streak here, so Hempfield can't let up.
Yeah, you know, Hempfield, they're still in that zone where you've got to be uncomfortable. They haven't been able to extend this lead to, say, 20, where you can kind of take your foot off the gas, see what the young guys can do out there. But it's not quite close to the point where it's just crunch time, tie game, last shot wins it. They are in control, but it's a very tenuous spot for them. Because Ephrata, they hit 2 or 3 shots, and they're just about knotted up again.
Very true. For Ephrata, talk about the offensive struggles for this team. Team that had not put up more than 50 all season, and in 3 of their 4 games had not put up more than their current score right now, 32. They put up 31 against Exeter, 29 against Golden Spot, 32 against Toronto. With 4:18 to go, and they've got a chance to put a little bit more than that. Will it be enough to triumph and knock off the Black Knights here at home on this Friday night? Just about a week and a half before the holiday break really comes into full swing. Somebody spin his way. He's got Axe. He's got Hessinger. Back to Hilton with an open look from 3. And he's got it again.
Hilton is on fire this 4th quarter. He does not want to see this team lose this game.
Welcome back to the Buchanan Gymnasium. Ryan Hilton, have yourself a game. 14 points on the night for the Nomads. That was a bit of maybe a miscommunication or just
Great influential defense there by Hempfield at the top of the key, not letting Ephrata drive through them. And that pass, Kopp kind of thought, hey, somebody's got to get through there, and nobody could. That's going right out of bounds.
now drives and gives it away.
Another steal on the night by Park Hawes.
Yeah, almost got a couple of them tonight. Everybody working, trying to get open. Ephrata knows they've got to start making some shots here. Get it over there.
Hagel unhappy with the call there. You could hear him saying it was all ball, all ball.
Refs don't agree though.
Gotta just get the ball in the net any way you can.
They played cleaner tonight. They don't have as many fouls. 5-2 on the foul sheet in this half for the night. They've committed less of those, but it hasn't translated to more points. They're taking a lot of time off the clock here. Finally pulling up and shooting from three, but not getting it, but getting the rebound is Nelson, who gets
another one.
Back outside.
That's just, that second one especially, that's just unacceptable for Hempfield's defense. Nelson's one of the smallest, shortest guys out there. To let him get not one, but 2 offensive rebounds in a row, that's just lack of discipline there.
And at the end, it's Jerome Stall to the line. He will shoot for 2. Foul is going to hurt to the line. First one misses. See the number 2 offense. Deficit up to 10. Well, the clock is the bigger factor right now. After playing aggressive, knowing they've got to find a way to get some turnovers here. Double covered.
In high school basketball, there is no shot clock. If Hempfield wanted to, they could possess this ball for an excruciatingly boring 2 minutes here and win this game.
They're going to try.
For Hempfield, even if they don't do it that long, there's no need to rush. You can sling this ball around for 40 seconds, wait till you get a really clean look, and then shoot it. Like a blocking foul called there on number 11, Jaron Hextall.
Third foul tonight for him. All right, Hessinger will throw it in with 1:38 to play. 43-33. Hilton. Hessinger. Over to Sears. He works outside. Here's Axe. I think that's the goal, Brad. Just pass the ball, possess the ball as much as you can right now. But when they're not able to get a lot of pressure. Nope. He's got an open look. He's all about shooting. The side's meant to. Here's Axe. Back to Hilton. This time he'll let it fly. And that one just off the rim. Ephrata gets it back with only a minute to do something with it.
It looks like scientifically we have proven, yes, Hilton can miss a corner 3. He's been money from that spot all night.
Yeah. The hypothesis has been proven false, but right now he's still a darn good player. Don't get that crossed up.
Yes, even Curry misses some of those. You see Ephrata here going small, a 3-point shooting, offensive focused lineup. One of the problems here, if this is a miss, it's going to be really hard to get that rebound. Yeah. But they have to go all out for a rebound here.
Really don't have much of a choice at this point. Started to drain that one. Lead cut to 9. Throw out to Hilton. This goes to the ball and gets it. Back to Hessinger, back to Axe, back to Hessinger. It's like hot potato right now. But that one gets
bad pass by Hessinger.
Not a great pass by Hessinger, but he tries to make up for it by punching it out.
Great timing there, great hand placement by Hessinger. You know, it was a bad pass, but kudos to him for getting back on defense, hustling, making a play.
Yep. Trying to do everything he can, and that one.
I'm going to say that went out of bounds off of number 12, Connor Axe.
He was trying to get to Halls there. That's Brady Snyder.
For Hempfield, that's productive there. You know, every second or two that comes off that clock is good news for the Black Knights.
Time continues to tick down to 37 seconds. Driving, laying up with his and getting it to dig his way through is Nelson. And after being fouled, he'll get a chance now. Cut this down to a 6-point game with 32 seconds to play.
Great play there by Nelson. A bit of a double doink there to get that layup in.
That one doing so doesn't go, so it's still a position game as he gets the rebound. Time ticks under 30 seconds to go. Sears back to Hessinger, who just kind of volleyball sets it over to Hilton, and then winds up on the ground. Stops with 22.7 seconds to go.
Ephrata here desperately needs a steal on the inbounds passes. Off an inbounds pass is their best chance to punch this ball loose, get some offense going. If you let Hempfield inbound this ball cleanly, it is just about over for the Mounts.
First of back-to-back games here for Hempfield as far as Knights go. They'll play tomorrow night against Philadelphia in that Keystone Cup game. They'll be won by the girls. Play at Ephrata Knights. That's the way it usually works. The boys team will play at home. The girls team will play on the road against whoever the opponent might be, or vice versa.
Yes.
So both teams are more often than not in action on the same night.
Yes, it's just a lot easier to make two schedules the same, just flip home and away, because we have one gym. It's hard to play two games at once when you have one court. We have one.
But one that
one pristine gym.
One pristine one that is used. For,
one fit for spectators.
For everything, yes. Volleyball or basketball or whatever you want to do, wrestling. Alrighty. Down inside 20. Act. There's a foul drawn there.
And so they're going to call Hagel on that foul.
Right. Tassinger. Tassinger. Student section
Ephrata now intentionally fouling, and they have a lot of fouls to give before Hempfield gets in the bonus. They still have two more before Hempfield's going to shoot foul shots.
I think Hagen just committed 2 in the span of about 7 seconds, and there's another one from Nelson.
Pardon me, I was reading the wrong side. They actually have 3 more, not counting that last one.
All right, well, here coming to the line now.
Never mind. Forget everything I've said. Hempfield now finally in the bonus.
1-1 for Hilton. To make it 8.
For the 1-1, for those not familiar, it's you get 1 foul shot. If you make it, you get a second one. If you miss, then play starts from there. So it is crucial to hit that first one.
Well, he hit the first one, couldn't quite hit the second one though, but time is draining inside 10 seconds. Here's a shot from Hempfield. Doesn't go. Sears gets the rebound. Kessinger gonna just drain the clock all the way down. And that's how this ends. The Black Knights wasn't necessarily pretty, but they come out with the victory 44-36. Over the Ephrata Mountaineers to get back to 500. So Ben, final thoughts, perspectives on what we saw and what the Black Knights can carry into tomorrow night against Slower Dolphin.
It was certainly not pretty, but the old saying goes, a win's a win. Hempfield had a lot of impressive performances tonight. Hilton played excellent, especially in the second half, and Hagel stepped in very well, played a lot more minutes than he's used to. The big issue for Hempfield is they just looked lost on offense after Elslager went out. We noted earlier their lowest point total for the year was 53. Tonight, just mustering 44 against an Ephrata team that is not expected to compete very well this year. And they're going to need to find a way to replace that scoring, that spark, and that senior leadership from Elslager.
Yeah, we'll see how this team can rebound if Elslager is forced to miss time with that injury. But for now, we say so long from you again and Jim. You've been watching Hempfield Black Knights boys basketball on HSD TV7, first winter sportscast of the season, first of many. And first of many alongside my friend and colleague Ben Marinas with our producer Lance Kim. I'm Kasey Kreider saying so long. The Black Knights prevail and get back to 500 versus Ephrata.
Get well soon, Connor.